But what has been so obvious today is a real sense of national mourning. It's been a very genuine outpouring of grief today.
It has, because I think what Vicky Phelan did was, you know, she said to the state, you're not going to gag me, you're not going to shut me up, and you're not going to tell me what I can say and what I can't say about my illness, about what the state has done to me. And I think, you know, why I share with that sense of grief and that sense of loss that I think we all would feel, anyone who had a connection with Vicky Phelan or who met her, or, you know, I was lucky enough to interview her a number of times, you know, in my job. But that, you know, quickly has turned to, you know, we're back to that sense of anger, I think, this evening, of just how the state failed her repeatedly. Between the misdiagnosis at the start, then to the attempt, as I said, to try and, you know, settle without liability, to try and subject her to a gagging clause or a confidentiality clause. But then, you know, like, on this government's watch and on the previous government's watch, like, the treatment of the 221 group, the failure to kind of get the house in order to treat them properly and with respect, the decision by officials to say we won't escalate the emails and the story to ministers, which I think was unforgivable, and that came out only in 2018.
And she used that word, unforgivable. I mean, she did say mistakes can be made, mistakes will be made, but the conduct of those involved in this scandal, she felt, was unforgivable in terms of how they handled it.
And no one has been held to account for this. And what we've seen again is people who were responsible for this, and a number of them rose to, you know, significant profile during COVID-19, and none of them were held to account. But what do? We seek to promote them. We seek to give them, you know, kind of secondments to leading universities. And I'm talking about the former Chief Medical Officer, Tony Holan, who he himself defended the decision not to escalate this matter. That's unforgivable, in my view. And what you see now is the CervicalCheck group being given the runaround by the department now continually. You see the low take-up of the survivors in terms of the compensation scheme. So what you're seeing is the state, the establishment, continuing to look after itself, and the lessons not being learnt.